I look forward to the magnificence of this guy when it comes to anything with music, with movies, with television, with streaming. He does it all. He writes for the Marina Times when he's not writing scripts and doing stuff back and forth to Los Angeles. You can find him in his office away from his home there on the Polk Street corner. What's it called again? It's called the Royal Grounds. That's what it is, the Royal Grounds. Yeah. He comes to us on a wave of rainbow sunshine. Oh, Michael Snyder, everybody.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, guys. I'm a culture warrior. I'm fighting the culture wars. I'm so upset about what's going on with, how
Dr. Seuss, is that, yeah, bothering about?
People are so surprised that pervy Pepe Le Pew is getting the boot for his campaign of serial sexual harassment and abuse. I mean, come on. His name is Pepe. I mean, think about it.
What?
I mean, what do you expect? I'm just surprised that they didn't name him something like Bonaire Le Dong, because that.
Oh my God!
Don't ever use that word.
I am amazed, Michael. You have to. These are some of your favorite characters. You love animation, and you must have grown up with many of these characters.
You know, I'm a big Seuss fan. And now zoologists are calling for the Seuss estate to cease publication of The Cat in the Hat because it's unrealistic and unflattering depiction of a manipulative anthropomorphic feline. I mean, things have gotten out of hand.
Don't talk to me that way.
Well, Michael, we love having you here, and you exist with us and cut through the culture wars in such splendor. What do you have for us this week?
Well, I do want to tell people that movie theaters are opening up in the San Francisco Bay Area. The Landmark Embarcadero theaters are finally reopening today with safety protocols in effect. AMC Kabuki and a very powerful new movie is premiering at the Landmark Embarcadero this weekend. The Father. It's a superb and heartbreaking drama about the tragedy of dementia as a woman must contend with the mental and emotional decline of her vivacious, nimble-minded and self-sufficient 80-year-old dad. Anthony, the father, has no desire to be attended to by all the various carers his daughter Anne tries to hire, and as a result, her life is dominated by his, we'll call them unfortunate circumstances. The performances are awards bait, and rightly so, when dad is played by Anthony Hopkins and daughter is played by Olivia Colman. The screenwriter-director Florian Zeller handles his duties admirably and creatively, getting inside the father's head, including the constantly shifting perceptions and perspective. And it gives the viewer kind of a bitter taste of the frustration and confusion that the illness engenders in those that suffer from it, and in the family members who have to cope with the devastation. The cast also includes Imogen Poots, Mark Gatiss, Olivia Williams, and Rufus Sewell, who are spot on, but still, the father succeeds due to Hopkins and Coleman. They bring the pain and make it all too real. It may be a bummer, but I give it a serious recommendation. I see gold statues on the horizon, or at least nominations. Again, in Bay Area theaters today, and video on demand, March 26th. The Father.
I'm sorry. Yeah, The Father. It's called. I'm sorry. Is that what you said? Yeah, The Father. Okay. I remember seeing another film, and there have been some great ones, I'm sure, that dealing with Alzheimer's, with Julie Christie in the lead. Do you know the one I'm talking about, Michael? It was called Away from Her. And
yes, and it's a heartbreaker too.
Yeah, and I remember, and I saw it on a screener, like I saw it at home, and I remember, I'll just confess, I was in tears almost through the entire film. It was profound, man. This beautiful older person losing their mind, and it was beautifully acted and sort of elegantly performed with utter realism, of course. And it's called Away from Her. It was in 2000. It was in the early 2000s, around 2010 or something. Anyway, Julie Christie, and she was nominated for an Oscar as well. So I can't wait to see this, even though I know that I'm probably going to be in tears again through the whole thing.
We're going to keep it in a miserable, dramatic mode because, hey, that's...
You have anything else that I can cry over this weekend? Not enough crying with the tragedy of COVID-19. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you ready? The World to Come. is another one that will kind of give you the gut punch. Living near a small rural community in New York State during the winter of early 1856, Dyer, a farmer, and his wife Abigail meet their new neighbors, Finney and his wife Tally, who have rented a nearby house and plot of land in this drama. Abigail and Dyer had recently lost their young daughter to illness, and Abigail is still reeling at this point, but she really perks up in the company of Tally. The attraction between Abigail, played by Catherine Waterston, and Tally, played by Vanessa Kirby, is pretty immediate. By the way, Waterston, so good in Inherent Vice, and by the way, Sam Waterston's daughter, and Vanessa Kirby, a BAFTA winner for her role in The Crown. They're fantastic. Anyway, the two characters hit it off like kind of an old-timey Lucy and Ethel, or maybe Virginia Woolf and Alice B. Toklas, only more innocent-like and poetical. In any case, this isn't lurid in the least. The women create a bond of friendship that's deep and caring. They realize they're far happier in one another's company than when forced to be good and obedient wives to their husbands. Oh, yeah. This is definitely a romance, the forbidden love that dare not say its name back in the day. And again, this is not exploitive or bogus. And the four main characters are beautifully enacted. Excellent work from Casey Affleck as Dyer, trying to be an understanding husband. Christopher Abbott as Finney, not the nicest guy in the boonies, but it's Waterston and Kirby who make the world to come sing. It's beautifully shot and delicately paced by director Mona Fastwold. You can see the world to come via Fandango Now, Amazon Prime Video, Vudu, and all the usual suspects, I guess.
Wow, that sounds so. It's is it a story of a lesbian love?
Well, yeah, if you want to get more overt about it, I think that was fine.
I mean, you were so your prose was so poetic. I was thinking, wait a minute, is this a lesbian story or not? I'm sorry, I'm just kind of boiling it down. But you're saying
it's romantic. All right, I'm going to stay dark. I'm staying dark. Mads Mikkelsen, who sometimes strikes me as Denmark's Russell Crowe or Al Pacino or Gary Oldman, heads up an ideal ensemble cast in Another Round. And actually, the title in Danish is Druk, which translates as binge drinking. So Mads plays this beaten down guy, kind of a hollow man whose marriage, family, and work life have been drained of meaning and passion. He's friends with three other ordinary middle-class men who teach in the very same Danish high school, where the Mads character listlessly teaches history. So one night, they're out together for a celebratory dinner, and they decide on a whim to pursue a four-man behavioral experiment by spending most of their weekdays from morning to 8 p.m. at an alcohol level of 0.05, and note the impact on their personalities, their work skills, and home lives, because ostensibly some theorist has suggested that 0.05, we're missing that in the human body, that level of alcohol to make us, perform at our peak. Anyway, the results are unexpected and understandable.
Brett, this is your kind of movie, I've just realized. Go ahead, Michael.
Anyway, this
is the experiment that Brett always wanted to perform on himself. Yeah.
It's a wonder. I really thought it was great. Again, tragedy and comedy. It's Denmark's entry in the Oscar race for Best Foreign Language Film, and it's the usual fine work from director-screenwriter Thomas Vinterberg, whose movie The Hunt, also with Mads, the man is a killer. I'd say that the Vinterberg Mikkelsen team scores again. You can see Another Round on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Vudu.
All right. And so is it in Danish or is it in the foreign language?
It's Danish with English subtitles. Yeah, you can read though. We're good.
Is it based on a true story?
Hey, there's always a true story out there, isn't there?
He always wants to know.
Come on, Brett.
He always wants to know if it's based on a true story.
What you say is the political dogma that they're trying to shove down our throats.
Brett. Watch it.
I don't think it. Hey, listen. Now it will be. Somebody's going to try this.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Thank you. All right. What else, Michael?
Chaos Walking is a terribly disappointing attempt to launch one of those sci-fi movie franchises based on a series of young adult novels. This one is about humans colonizing a distant planet and discovering that something in the air makes men telepathic with their thoughts visualized in kind of a poofy cloud around their heads. Anyway, that's a little bit of a stretch, but for some reason, this ability doesn't manifest in women, and the female minds can't be read, putting the guys at sort of a disadvantage when it comes to dominating them. Anyhow, we come upon a community on the planet where the only citizens are currently men. Anyway, a scout ship for a new wave of colonizers crash lands with a young woman as the only survivor, and soon she's being pursued by the telepathic fraternity of creeps. It's not a Pepe Le Pew thing, though, I promise you. Anyway, the talent wasted here is considerable. Tom Holland is a scatterbrained young man from the community. Daisy Ridley from Star Wars. Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Daisy Ridley from Star Wars is the girl who crashes near the He-Man Women's Haters Society. Mads Mikkelsen, oh my God, he's back. He's the leader of Boys Town. David Oyelowo is this weird priest shaman type. And you get a lot of other talented people: Cynthia Erivo, Damian Bashir, even Nick Jonas. But alas, Chaos Walking is chaos watching. It is in local theaters, including the AMC Kabuki. I'm a sci-fi fan. I don't recommend it.
Oh, man. Yeah, from you, it sounded like sci-fi meets reality show or something. You know what I mean? But not to be. So.
It didn't work. I do have.
We have one little 45 seconds. Go.
Okay, really a special movie. Here's a special movie that I love and I can thoroughly recommend. It's a horror film called The Vigil, and it's all about a young Hasidic man who has decided to leave the Orthodox Jewish religion, and his rabbi and former mentor tries to convince him he needs to come and sit basically and fulfill the Jewish practice of watching over the body of a deceased community member. That's the shomer, and he doesn't want to do it. He's going to just do it for 5 hours till the religious leaders come to bring the body for internment. And after he gets there, he realizes there's a supernatural antagonist straight out of Jewish mysticism. Something is very wrong. This is super creepy. It's not very famous people in the cast, but I got to tell you, it really had a massive impact. The Vigil, available on Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, and Vudu. It's a thinking person's horror movie.
Wow, that actually sounds really good. I'm not a horror guy. The stuff that can creep me out for days, you know what I mean? But that sounds really good. All right, so in reverse order then, The Vigil that you just described is on Amazon Prime. Chaos Walking, which you do not recommend, but nonetheless it's in theaters. Another Round, which is that experiment that Brett's going to be doing on himself about keeping yourself at a 0.5 or whatever with alcohol content. That's on Amazon Prime. The World to Come, that's on Amazon Prime. And The Father, which is in theaters. That's the one that involves Alzheimer's and some remarkable, probably Oscar-worthy, in your view, performances. Michael, we read you in the Marina Times. You can follow Michael at Culture Blaster on Twitter, also on YouTube at Culture Blaster. Love spending time with you. Love that you come here. Have a great week. And good luck, Michael, on everything. I think Michael has Michael goes under the knife next.
Thanks,
bye-bye.
All right,
all right. Michael Snyder. Yeah, we love him.